La Migra, they're coming. I guess that's what happened over inside North Carolina, because not a single illegal immigrant can be found on a job site today. Not a construction site, not a freaking restaurant. Like, it's insane. Hotel workers are not showing up for work. The people that normally clean your rooms, all of that stuff. Hotels have actually had to cancel reservations and warn customers because they don't have anybody there to take care of that. On top of that, I found a website that doxes ICE agents that has just been giving up their locations, not just in North Carolina, but all around the freaking United States of America. And just like I told you guys, there is 1000% an insurrection taking place inside of this country. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening. Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you guys are ready for a good episode. I just had 2 cups of coffee, so you know I am raring and ready to go. Check this out. You guys need actual proof that it's not just like state and local governments that are like causing an insurrection before we get into all the illegal alien madness that's going on today. Check this out.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow.
I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
Who take risks each day
To keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
like us.
Oh, really?
You all swore an oath.
To protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad.
But from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law.
Or our Constitution.
We know this is hard.
And that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
The Army.
Our Navy.
The Air Force.
Your vigilance is critical.
and know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
The American people need you.
We need you to stand up.
Whoa. I see it in the comment section. Somebody says Ranger, gosh dang it. No, I'm pretty sure that man's just Ranger qualified. All right. So leave it at that. And yeah, they're absolutely right. If you're in the military, you can refuse illegal orders. But you know what else you swear an oath to besides the Constitution? To obey the lawful orders. The President of the United States and the officers appointed over you. Spaced Man Spiff coming in with $2 says, these idiots tried for sedition. Yeah, dang right, man. Jimmy, happy Wednesday, everybody. Just had to pop in and say hi before heading out for my birthday dinner. Well, happy birthday, Jimmy. Holy freaking cow, bud. Enjoy that sucker. And thank you for sharing that article with me. Now, how well do you think that's going to turn out for them? Because Stephen Miller pretty much lost his crap, and I think he's just telling them to resign, and they're probably just going to get arrested for making that video.
It is insurrection, plainly, directly, without question. And when you have one of the lawmakers on that video being unable to state in, as you say, lengthy cross-examination.
No, hey, you're right. Mike Silva, you're right. They didn't say Marine Corps. None of them were Marines, but you know what? They were in the Navy. And you guys in the Marine Corps, you know where you belong. You guys are Department of the Navy. Sorry, you were still represented in that video. Eat it, sucker.
A single so-called illegal order, it just proves the point. It's a general call for rebellion from the CIA and the armed services of the United States by Democrat lawmakers, saying that you have not only the right, but the duty and the obligation to defy orders of the commander-in-chief. That those who carry weapons in America's name should defy their chain of command and engage in open acts of insurrection, that the CIA, the clandestine service, which isn't even legally authorized to operate in the United States, should engage in, again, acts of rebellion and insurrection. These lawmakers should honestly resign in disgrace and never return to public office again for even daring to think, let alone to say these words and to say them proudly. But
I mean, he pretty much just goes on to like rant and rage from there. And I totally agree with him. That to me is an insurrection. And that is the evidence that people just need to hear, that lawmakers are openly telling them to defy orders. That is absolutely ludicrous. And they know exactly what they're doing. There is the letter of the law, and then there is the spirit of the law. So while they might think that they're dancing around these things, they know exactly what they're trying to do. They're calling for U.S. service members and freaking members of our three-letter agencies to just stop doing their job. Because God forbid we enforce the laws of the United States of America and track down illegals and everything else over inside of the United States. Incog Faraday came in gifting out 5 Speak the Truth memberships. Thank you very much. Fox McCloud says you can pick and choose what constitutes an illegal order. I think he meant can't pick and choose. Well, sometimes you can. Maybe you meant you can. Yeah, you're right. You can pick and choose. But you know what happens if you get it wrong? You end up getting slapped with freaking UCMJ. And so far, a single one of those Democrats could come up with a single order that, you know, would constitute anything illegal. But they just can't have it. They haven't produced it. Otherwise, they would have said it in the video. It would be out there. I saw somebody comment the men's department. That's how I know you're a Marine as well. Got 2 freaking jarhead brothers of mine. I hear it all the time. Old Man White says, hey, Matt, I live in Charlotte. No construction trucks or landscapers, scrap metal guys. Traffic has been smoother. Stores less crowded. I do landscaping and scrap metal, so it's good for me. Old Man Weiss, I actually think you're the one that wrote me that DM, and I just never got back to you that turned me onto it, and I went down the rabbit hole. Now, before we get into it, I got to let you guys know that attacks against ICE agents are up over 1,000%. Absolutely ridiculous. 28 vehicular attacks since August 20th against ICE. During the same period in 2024, you're looking at a 1,300% increase against ICE agents with them conducting attacks. Ryan says, are you going to cover any of the Russian shenanigans screwing with all of these countries over the past couple days? Yes, sir. I did an entire video on it this morning. Go back, watch this morning's live stream. I went over that pretty freaking hard. We also have, oh God, I don't even know if I want to get into that video yet, but here's the deal. Ended up coming across a website that's called stopice.net. stopice.net. And on that, you notice that most of the screen is blacked out because they ended up dropping a location of a hotel at 6:16 a.m. on November 19th over in Charlotte, North Carolina. You'll see that I blacked the entire map out because they literally had it pinned to the map. Spaceman Spiff says, law of land warfare class spells out what is or isn't legal order. Every enlisted member went through it. You are correct, Spaceman Spiff. And what they're talking about, though, is things here at home. Basically just trying to convince people not to show up to work tomorrow that are in the three-letter agencies in the United States military. They're not even talking about like land warfare, man. They're not even talking about like laws of armed conflict. They are simply saying, you know what? Your president's telling you to violate the law. Don't do it. And they're speaking to National Guard members that end up getting federalized. Those that are, I don't know, like, underneath federal orders to go over to Portland, Oregon, per se, right? They don't want those people showing up. Because of things like that, because of things like this website, and I want you guys to see this. Now, so far on this website, they have raised almost $35,000 for this app. And the person raising the money for it is Sherman Austin. Now, this website's actually been up and running for quite some time. And you can go to pretty much any city in the United States and figure out where ICE agents are and aren't operating. It's a freaking app and people are reporting things on there. But the scariest part about it, like I said, you can go around and you can pretend that you're publishing ICE officer locations and ICE raids and things like that for public safety purposes. But what do you call it when you end up putting where these men and women are laying their heads down to sleep? I'm trying to think of any logical explanation that would put that up there other than you want to get these people freaking murked in their sleep, or you're trying to help out the cartel with going and targeting them. Now, do we have any evidence that that's actually taking place? Well, wouldn't you happen to know it? I happen to have a video over inside of freaking Charlotte, North Carolina at a very similar looking hotel where these jackwagons figured out where ICE was at. Gee, I wonder how they did it, and decided to show up blasting baby music.
Service announcement. Fuck ICE!
Night isn't over yet. We have a secret mission. What are we doing, Baron?
So ICE is in this hotel sleeping over here, and I have access to the courtyard. So I have the big megaphone, and I got the screaming babies, and they're gonna fucking wake up to that shit right now.
Do not let these fucking demons rest.
Is there a large population in Charlotte? Again, out of the 900 and some odd thousand that live in Charlotte, over 150,000 of them, 150 8,000 are foreign born. That's not a made up statistic. That is a very real statistic. And that's why Charlotte is a freaking ghost town today, just like Old Man Weiss ended up saying with everything being closed down. But look at these freaking Nazis. I'm going to start using their verbiage. Look at these Nazis over here chasing down ICE agents that are trying to get some sleep after enforcing the law all day long. Hold on, we ain't even done yet.
So this is the hotel where the ICE agents are staying. We've been doing this for a minute and a half, and security has still not come yet. What are you, an ICE agent?
Yeah, probably.
Got a flashlight, ICE agent?
Yeah, fuck you, ICE. There's no sleep for the wicked. You make these cries, you get to hear. You're okay with that. Right, demons, there's no sleep for you wicked little bitches. Remember those sounds you
Isaac says, if I'm off duty, that dude's getting effed up because it's so annoying. Nailed it. Hollywood Marine says correction on ICE agents assaults is 8,000%. I'll tell you about it later. Jeez Louise, man. I know it's freaking out of control. I shared a video, what was it, like last night or the night before, about an entire like truck ramming gang over inside of Chicago. Not to mention, I ended up showing the video of the van jumping the curb earlier this week, like ended up injuring another officer. Like people are getting jacked up all the time because of these idiots. And I'm pretty sure this like recording of the lady screaming is probably like one of like Juan's wives that's like running around screaming because they came in and like detained her, or him. I don't know. 8,000%. Holy freaking cow.
No rest for Nazis! Fuck you all, traitors!
I think you guys get the idea. That crap was going on forever, and they didn't even show up. You didn't see local PD show up. You showed nobody. Nobody showed up to the scene. And I love what some of you guys were asking. What about the other people that are staying in that hotel? Clearly, it's not all ICE agents that are occupying that flipping building. God, even, you know, I thought when I went over that ICE map earlier and I looked up their locations and where they were at, that for dang sure there'd be like 50 dots all over that map. Nope, there was like 3. There's like 3 dots on that map for where like ICE was doing things in and around Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, I told you guys that map, people are using it and they're knowing when ICE is coming, where ICE is operating at, and it's actually quasi-effective. Do you know how I know? Yeah. That says when ICE shows up down the road from the job site, we load up the Migos and haul butt. Get snap. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's a good man, Savannah. A good man.
Yep. Literally a truckload of construction workers. Now I want you, well, excuse me, people wearing road guard vests, or hell, I don't even know what people in the real world call those things. Safety vests? Is that what you people call them, safety vests? I think so. Yeah. So down the road from the job site, they go over and they pick them up. And yep, thank God for that lady's husband. I mean, he must be a really good man. You guys want to see some crap though? This is why Old Man Weiss came in and said everything was empty. Here's a construction site and here's ICE chasing workers off. And this guy is just sitting over here by the gen, listening to frickin' Alan Jackson, just getting it.
The spotlight chasing that neon rainbow. I'm living that honky-tonk dream. 'Cause all I've ever wanted is to pick his guitar and sing. Just trying to be somebody, just won't be heard and seen. Chasing that neon rainbow, living that honky-tonk dream. Daddy's got a radio.
So that's basically how it's going down. Now, my favorite part about it is it's chasing that neon rainbow, which I actually think kind of like goes along with the theme of what's actually going on in there. Old Man Weiss coming in again. He says, I live off one of the main strips, pretty mixed neighborhood, about 60 people house on my street. I would say 20 white, 15 black, the rest Spanish and African. It changed in the last 15 years. Here is a major shift. Yeah, dude, I don't doubt that at all. Like I said, about 1 out of every 9 if not 1.5 out of every freaking 9, whatever, is freaking foreign born over in Charlotte. Hincliffe, Chris says, hey, Matt, I grew 20 miles north of Charlotte. Not there now. I worked at a place called Cookout, and we had a Spanish-speaking person put on their SSN all 7s. Oh, dude, that doesn't surprise me at all. Jeez, man. Danny says there are 2 apps. Both are probably built by ChatGPT. You can literally fill the whole map with dots. Somebody actually had the genius idea of like dropping trap house locations on there and calling the trap house locations like places that like ICE was like bedding down at and sleeping at. I personally think that's a great freaking way to go about doing it. So if you guys know where trap houses are at, by all means, get over there and do that. But yeah, I mean, it's not just me that's telling you that these construction sites and Old Man Weiss and everybody else, that they're all emptying out and that there's nobody raking up hotel rooms and that literally everybody is running for the hills because of La Migra. Yeah. Many Charlotte construction sites quiet amid immigration operation. Look at that. Quiet. Not a thing going on down there. Not a frickin' thing. Literally just reel after reel, B-roll after B-roll of empty construction sites. Now, the real question is, if it's that freaking bad, are we looking into these companies that are hiring all of these illegals? That's what I want to know. Are we actually looking into the companies that are hiring all of these illegal aliens? It should be pretty obvious at this point. You know, we had a guy on, I showed you guys a video yesterday. They had a lawn care business that normally operates 5 trucks. Now it's down to 1. And it's only him inside the truck, it looked like. So who's going after and checking on these places? Easy Duzzy 2001 says, Matt, all of North Carolina is like this, not just Charlotte. Dude, I believe it. I freaking believe it. Yeah, and I hope people actually start self-deporting because it's going to be cheaper for the American people if they do, in fact, self-deport. Like, get the heck out of Dodge, man. Go home. Check this one out. My job is a ghost town. I work with over 70 Migos.
Ain't no Migos working today. They probably ain't coming back to work. Them people is not playing, boy. I don't know when this school gonna get built now, y'all. They ain't playing in Charlotte. I tell you that right now.
Look at that. He works with 70 of them. 70 of them on one job site, ladies and gentlemen. 70. This is literal confirmation of what we have been screaming this entire time. This used to be like an inside joke that you go to a construction site or you go over to like a freaking Home Depot or whatever. No, that is real. These places are shut down. Nothing's happening. And the crazy part is this is a school he said they're working on, which would mean it's a government contract. I feel like they should be able to trace the money and dig into that company 10 times harder. 70 people not showing up for work. Time to ask for a raise. Daggum right. Daggum right. Now, here's a kicker. Construction jobs really aren't that bad paying. So yeah, those are good paying jobs for Americans that are being lost and having cash and money and all this other garbage paid out underneath the freaking table. It's absolutely nuts to me. And of course, the businesses are also complaining about it because nobody wants to come out of their homes.
Just no customers. No customers. People are scared to come out. You know, it's hard. It's hard for my community. For example, normally like on a Sunday, we would have like all 6 registers going at all time. 2 registers, maybe 3, but it's, I mean, the sales as far as that has gone down, but not only the sales, it's just like our regular customers. Our regular customers, you know, we don't wondering, you know, make sure they're okay, or like our regular Sunday customers. We didn't see none of them yesterday, so I mean, obviously, I'm guessing they're scared, you know, to come out. So, I mean, I would be too.
I've definitely seen a drastic drop in like businesses. Everything's been dropping. You know, people are scared to go out. Businesses next to us don't even dare to open. So it's really bad right now. It's never been this empty. Never. Not even like when. Like before, like when, you know, the ICE was kind of here. But,
and then again the other year?
Yeah, but now it's never been this empty. This parking lot has never been emptier.
Weird. I wonder why that parking lot is so empty. It's almost like there's entire illegal immigrant communities here in the United States of America. Like, there is a soaring economy of illegals. You want to know why our taxes are so dang high? Because you got so many people working in this country that aren't paying them. That is exactly why. People are losing their freaking minds because ICE actually hit a church. And I just got a great laugh about this one. I don't even need to go over the article and show it to you. But on Saturday, I showed up to a church over inside of Charlotte, and they were having like a picnic / lawn care time, and they claimed that they were barbecuing. And then I showed up to arrest one guy, and again, somebody probably shouted the migra, and everybody just ran for the freaking hills and took off. Like, the whole place was empty. And then they quote who I'm pretty sure is this kid, who is like, wait, why am I running? I am a U.S. citizen. I can actually stand here. And so this kid was able to get it, but clearly none of the adults that were there understood that concept. Therefore, they're probably a bunch of illegals. So if you can tell me that a kid knows that he gets to stand around, that's great. Now, how did ICE know to hit that location? Gee, I wonder why. Take a look at the sign for the church over behind him. Old Man Weiss says in 2004, East Meck High School had a shooting. I was in the cafeteria. It was outside the door. It goes a long way back, bro. That's not, I went over and I found a article that ICE had published earlier this year about having to rip gang members off of railroad tracks over inside of Charlotte because the railroad crews, I think this was like March, April, May. It was like March or April this year that they had to go over and they had to like rip these gang members off the freaking railroad tracks because they were causing problems, threatening crew members and all sorts of crap. And the railroad companies actually requested that they come in and remove them, which tells me like, yeah, it's a big issue over there. Pat Loudon says those construction companies will likely go under with losing contracts and not fulfilling their current ones, and rightfully so. Knowingly hiring illegals. Dude, this situation was so bad when we first started talking about it. Somebody came on and was telling us about freaking DFW airport, hiring illegal aliens and telling basically like the contracted DHS freaking security guards that were out there, officers that were screening people's documents, like that they weren't allowed to tell them that they couldn't go on the airport, in the airfield, to go out and do construction work. So this isn't just like a little deal. Like, this is a big deal. And those same guys would come back, and they come back with new freaking passports because they're only allowed to work there for so long. And then they'd turn around and they let them go right back on the freaking airfield, and they would just show up with brand new, illegal, like fake, phony passports. And that's what they were doing in order to be able to get past the freaking security and go work on the airfield. So you literally have like a major international airport here in freaking Texas where you got like illegal aliens that are not supervised. Like, I got told they're basically supervised by a freaking, what do you want to call it? Supervised by a freaking teenager sitting in the back of a pickup truck. They drop them off in the airfield and they drive away. Is that really what we want in this country? Like, did we not learn our lesson from 9/11? We need illegals working on our freaking airfields and our runways, showing up with illegal passports. No. And guess what? I don't care if they are at church. Church doesn't give you a right to be in this country illegally. I actually applaud the officers for doing the right thing and showing up and busting them where they had gathered. Now, yes, I do have a feeling that they ended up seeing the sign and going, yep, there's probably illegal aliens there, but they also said that they targeted one guy. So I got a feeling that they were going after one guy in particular, and that's what they ended up like having, just everybody busting out and running. Now, is it just the job sites over inside of freaking North Carolina that are empty? Heck, no, these schools. The schools are currently missing 30,000 students.
More than 200 arrests have been made in North Carolina as the federal government's Operation Charlotte's Web continues.
We're never going to feel safe. We're never going to not be immigrants.
Christina Rojas became a U.S. citizen in March. She owns the Batchmaker in Charlotte and closed her bakery for the first time in 4 years, fearing for her community's safety.
Some people would say, why do you feel as if you are unsafe because you do have citizenship here?
I became a citizen, but I don't stop being Honduran. I don't stop being Hispanic. So while yes, I am a...
Yes, you do stop being Honduran when you become a U.S. citizen. I don't agree with dual U.S. passports. You should be a United States citizen, i.e. an American, or you should get the hell out of the United States.
Citizen, it doesn't take away from who I am, and I am an immigrant.
Across the city, students have staged walkouts. School officials say that district-wide, more than 30,000 students, roughly 22%, were absent on Monday.
22% in that district. 1 out of every 5 students in this district. 1 out of every 5. You mean to tell me that illegal immigration isn't a problem? You know, people scoffed at the 20 million number let in underneath Joe Biden. Scoffed at it. 1 out of every 5.
In this video, posted by Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bavino, taken during operations in Chicago, he told agents,
"This is our country. Nobody's taking me. Continue to take me. Country. Nobody tells us where to go, when to go, how to go in our country."
And in Chicago, immigration officials arrested more than 600 people. Of those, the Trump administration said roughly 3% posed a high public safety risk. Today, North Carolina's Governor Josh Stein said Border Patrol tactics do not promote public safety.
They're just sweeping sidewalks. They're sweeping parking lots. This is causing widespread fear, widespread uncertainty.
Yeah, you know who's afraid? Freaking illegal immigrants. That's who's afraid. That is exactly who's afraid. Because you have to be a United States citizen. And it is causing widespread fear because 1 out of every 5 students didn't show up for school in that district. 30,000. 30. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't think that is a ginormous number, holy frickin' cow. And I love how they play that video of Mr. Bavino acting like him saying this is our country is somehow a bad look. It is our country. This is our land. We have fought, bled, and died for it, and you're going to respect the laws of this country, and you're going to come into it legally, or we're going to send them after you, even in your freaking churches.
It's not about public safety, and I wish that it were.
And we've learned as federal agents shift their focus to New Orleans, according to internal Homeland Security preps. The police chief there told CBS News Today that she's planning on meeting with CBP this week.
Uh-oh, he's going to meet with CBP? Uh-oh, what's he going to tell him? Stop enforcing federal law? Dude, there's nothing they can do about it. You know, I went through and I poured through over the last week so many different news articles coming out of Charlotte, looking at it, and every single one of them is left leaning. There's not a single one that you can actually see where they're making ICE out to be doing their job, where they're trying to paint that side of the story. Nope, they're all sob stories like the one that I ended up telling you about that freaking kid.
More
like
than
crying,
200 arrests.
Stop it. About like that kid crying over in front of the freaking sign. Now, Nick Shirley went along a ride along with ICE agents, and this is actually a pretty good educational video, if you ask me, because it shows exactly what they do. Again, CBP, ICE, they've got the ability, what do you got, 100 air miles of the border to be able to go and freaking ask people whether or not they're U.S. citizens.
Senor, identificación. Senor, identificación. Sure. Senor, let me ask you, habla inglés or no?
I do.
Okay, all right. You have papers in the United States?
Have my ID, driver's license.
Okay, but you have any type of paperwork identifying yourself in the United States?
That's what I have.
Right. So, ¿de dónde eres, señor?
I'm from Guatemala.
You're from Guatemala?
Yes.
¿Tiene papeles to be in Estados Unidos, sí or no?
Yes, that's what I have.
What type of papeles, señor?
I have my driver's license and my ID.
Sí, legal.
That's what I have.
¿Cómo se? Vamos, let's go.
He just flat out tells them all I have is that driver's license. And here's the problem. States like California, North Carolina, New York, all of them are very well known for issuing out, like, what do you call it? The verified freaking IDs or whatever that gets you on freaking airlines, which also should be of grave concern to Americans that these states that are doing that. No, this guy doesn't have anything but a flippin' driver's license. That doesn't give you a right. A driver's license doesn't give you a right to be in the country. That man literally just incriminated himself, period. That's at least probable cause.
Step up. No, step up.
Come on.
No, señor, vamos.
Ah, come on, man.
Vamos, step up. No,
can
vamos.
I pull out?
No, vamos, señor, get up. Vamos, señor. So legal, see?
What about my wallet?
Now they have this man under arrest.
I have right to remain silent.
You do have the right to remain silent.
You're here illegally right now, right?
I have my driver's license. You're here illegally. I have my driver's license. Holy freaking crap, man. Con 165 Delta. Stepmom is a principal in San Antonio. It is so bad that half of her teachers have to speak Spanish only in class. Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? And that's in Texas, man. And, you know, like Texas is really good about doing their best to enforce the law, allow their freaking officers to be able to enforce, like, you know, and work along with ICE and be able to detain and arrest and all that other crap for suspicions of it being illegal. But for the love of freaking God, having like half your teachers only speak Spanish, having entire grocery stores that are empty, having 20% of any school district in this country not show up because they're afraid they're going to get arrested and deported. We have a serious issue here in the United States of America. And for some reason, people think that it's okay to go out and tell our service members to tell everybody else that they don't have to obey. Now, in all fairness, I did find one particular video of ICE behaving questionably when it comes down to professionalism.
Mira cómo me tienen, güey. Mira cómo me tienen la verga, bro. Mira cómo me tienen, güey. Mi cartera, culero. Mi cartera. Mira cómo me hacen. Hijo de su puta madre, güey. Mira. Mira, güey. Mira. Chinga su puta madre.
Yeah, he's really upset. And he was nice enough to flash his ID right in front of the camera. Like right about, oh, where was that? It's coming. So yeah, they released him. Oh, come on. I know you flashed your ID. I saw it earlier. I was playing with it. Let's see. Whatever. You can go back. You can scrub through the video and you'll be able to see it. Guy ends up like flashing his ID on video, like doxes himself. So what is being said is that they ended up picking this guy up about 2 miles away and dropping him off here at this location. Now there's several legal reasons I could think of in my brain for why something like that would actually happen. However, them just chucking his stuff on the ground at the end of the video. I have no idea what freaking what Juan was saying in this video, but I'm sure he just kind of like ticked off the freaking officers to that degree. Is it legal? I mean, I don't know. Here's one just to lift up your spirits. That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. That is exactly how it's done. That is so freaking sexy. We just got to play that twice. Look at that sucker go. Just freaking watering the hippie flowers across the freaking sea. Watering the freaking hippie flowers. And look at all of the privileged white women out there to scream and yell at the ICE officers for keeping them safe. God forbid they do that. Mace face, yes. LOL, F, dude. That would suck to eat that. Holy freaking crap. Good old spicy air? No, man, that's not good at all. I would freaking hate that, man. Could you imagine eating that much freaking pepper spray? That just can't feel freaking good. But nonetheless, people are stupid, and people, for some reason, feel like when ICE comes over and they end up picking up illegals, that they should even dial 911.
October 3, 2025, 10:06:22.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
Hi, I am at Oak Street, Dutchbros. Let me...
1320 Southwest Oak Street in Hillsborough, Dutchbros.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, this video actually comes out of Oregon, but it's so good, I have to play it.
Yes.
Do you need police, fire, or medical?
Probably police.
Okay, what's going on?
We were at the window. We had customers come up to the window, and then a van backed up in front of them, and then two men.
Mm-hmm.
It was
the truck pulled up on the other side, like
of them.
facing them, so they couldn't like get out.
Yeah.
With guns and stuff.
And they were holding guns on both sides out to them.
It looks like military.
I don't know. We don't know what's going on.
What happened?
Like right now. We locked ourselves into the bathroom. We just saw the guns and then ran inside.
Okay, hold on just a moment. I'm gonna get a
We
call
locked
set up
ourselves
here.
in the bathrooms?
Okay.
Do you know what type of guns they were?
No. Did anybody see?
Okay. Did they come up to the window?
The customers are out the window, but the people.
Okay, and you said they were in a van.
Yeah.
What color and make is the van?
It was like a white van, and then there's also a white truck. It looked like a big like Sprinter van. I don't know. And it was just like a white Chevy truck. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just saying, if you listen to the voices of the baristas that are freaking out. Now, my favorite part about this is that the 911 audio is overlaid, where you can clearly see these dudes are wearing body armor with badges, clearly identifying themselves as law enforcement officers, all that other crap. And even right outside the window, literally walked up to the door and started to question the guy. There is no way that they didn't hear that. You know, those retards stood there for at least 5 minutes listening to that and were like, we need to go make a big deal out of this and like report it and call ICE.
Did they pointed the guns?
You need to
at
dial
each
911.
They had the guns pointed at the customer at the window.
other?
Oh.
Both people from the van and the truck?
Yeah, like they just came out of nowhere and just started like swarming.
But I don't think the customers at the window had guns.
No, I
it
don't
was
think they
just
had
the
guns.
people that pulled
Like,
up
they were like,
in
get
front
out of
of
the car,
them,
get out of the car.
Okay, one,
like, wait, why?
okay, hold on. One person talking at a time. I'm trying to get this information for the officers. And the two people that had guns, were they, starting with the first one, was he white, black, Asian, or Hispanic? Did you get a good look at them at all?
Not really.
Do you know if they were males or females?
They were males.
Okay. Do you know if they left? And if so, do you know what direction they went?
They were getting out the clothes. I don't know. We just ran inside. They could still be there. I have no idea. We just locked ourselves into the bathroom.
Do you know where the customer went by chance or no?
No.
Oh
we
my
left them
God.
at the window once we saw the guns because we have we're a giant glass box here.
We're just in a big glass box. We couldn't see the officers jump out with like their clearly identifiable uniforms and stuff. And we were just really scared. So we ran in the bathroom. But, you know, it's like common sense doesn't freaking exist. I saw somebody say in the comments section, there's a product of the Washington County school system. Right wing gun nut says you locked yourself in the bathroom. See. It's so ridiculous. It's so freaking nuts. What do you do? Do not leave the bathroom. This is freaking insane to me. And I got a feeling the dispatcher knows exactly what was going on here and just ended up not saying a dang word about it. Those voices trigger the crap out of me.
That makes sense. Okay. Hold on. Were they yelling anything, or did you notice anything else in the video?
They were just telling the customers out the window. They were telling them to get out of the car, and then the customers at the window were like, "Why?" And then they came up to the customer.
Did they say why, or por qué? That's the real question. Victim mentality. Nailed it. Comment section.
The window. And then that's when we ran into the back.
Gotcha.
That is the most ridiculous freaking thing that I've ever heard. Yes, it is possible that people are really that stupid in America, but you can't tell me they didn't realize that those were freaking ICE officers, that they didn't identify themselves as police officers, that like none of that stuff happened, or that maybe they just took a moment and like looked up and down. ¿Por qué? That they didn't look up and down and go, I wonder what was happening there. You're locked in the bathroom? See. Yeah, of course you are. I don't even know if I can freaking say it like that. People are losing their crap over this video too. ICE pointed gun at a father and son, drag him out of the truck by smashing the window. Oh God, no. Charlotte, North Carolina, coming at you.
Apaga la troca, güey. Hey, put the gun down. That's my dad. Please, that's my dad. No prende la troca. Papá. Papá.
No, stop.
That's my dad,
That's my dad. He's not here legally.
Papá, vete, güey. Corre, papá. Hey, that's my dad.
Like, what example are you setting for your child? Number one, by breaking the laws of the country. And then number two, by fighting with the cops when they come to arrest you for breaking the law.
That's my dad, bro. That's my dad.
That's okay, man.
Please, that's my dad. Don't do that. That's my dad. You're hurting him.
No, we're not hurting him.
Yes, you are. He's on the floor.
I'm not hurting him. I just slammed him on the ground.
My dad. He's gonna get up himself. Let him think he's gonna get up. He's gonna cooperate. He's getting up on himself. He's gonna cooperate. Look, he's bleeding. He's bleeding.
No need for y'all to break his window. Why would y'all break his window?
Because he wasn't following a lawful order. That's why they broke his window. And he's bleeding because he resisted arrest and clearly tried to run away. By the way, do you know that there is a new pandemic taking place amongst all of the illegal aliens that are being arrested in Charlotte, where they claim that they have medical problems and then they get taken to a hospital and then they go to like run away and try to evade arrest? One guy tried to do that crap yesterday and actually got caught crawling into the ceiling panels at the hospital trying to evade arrest. That's why this continuously happens. And yet you whine and you cry and you treat yourself like a victim.
Is that the back passenger over there?
No vayas a decir nada, pa.
Hold your knees, brother. We're gonna get up, okay? Yeah.
No vayas a decir nada. Ahorita le voy a hablar a mi abogado. That's my dad.
I've been sitting here for like 15 minutes.
What did he do? He didn't
roll his window down.
He didn't roll his window down. He didn't get out of the vehicle. He disobeyed orders. He resisted arrest. He tried to get away. He fought with the cops. That got him thrown on the ground. And like the cop just said, they were sitting there for 15 minutes. Adam Dick says, peace, love, happiness, and God bless. Yes, I agree with that. And I am very happy. And I do feel so horrible for this kid and his soul. But the simple fact is that if his parents would have raised him correctly, and if the man wasn't breaking the law, he wouldn't have been arrested in the first place. And so while my heart pours out for this poor family, at the same time, it doesn't. Right Wing Gunnet says, why is he on the floor? That's right. Well, he's on the floor because he broke the law. So he got arrested. That's what ended up happening. Here's Greensboro, North Carolina, freaking massive parking lot raid that actually ended up going down.
What the fuck, y'all? Ice! I don't know what the fuck this is. There better not be no damn ice. What the hell does this man do? Oh, hell no.
Look at the amount of officers that stormed that parking lot. I'm just saying, we've got videos coming out of North Carolina in Lowe's and Home Depot parking lots, and yet all of the construction crews are empty. Just throwing that one out there, just for you guys at home to kind of like wrap your heads around as we continue to go through these videos. Here's a video from November 19th coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hey. Nope, we're just driving around.
Driving around. Okay. Are you bulletproof?
Press.
Where's his badge?
He's got it on.
It's not visible, is it?
It is.
I don't see it.
It's there. Oh, under his jacket.
So they literally give him the statute, and this is what people are whining and complaining about, that these federal officers went over and interdicted a journalist that ended up getting in the way, following them around. And yes, because their locations have been docked. Yes, because of the places they sleep have been docked. Yes, because of all of that crap that's going on has happened. Not to mention the hit out on them by the cartels and people that are literally trying to murder them. They're allowed to go over and to tell you to stop following them. Even if you're wearing a media badge. Media badges and people that wear those, I don't know if you know this or not, are not exempt from the law. Not at all. Here's another one coming out of North Carolina about a guy whining, crying, and complaining that's fighting the cops. Oh, my bad. I thought that was going to be the one where the guy ends up getting slammed to the ground. That's the wrong video. Spaceman Spiff says, "Ice, ice, baby, too cool, too cool." Yeah, no kidding, man. I'm with you on that one. Old Man Weiss, if they spent half the energy they did to come over to fix their own countries, everything would be fine. You're right. Their home countries would be just fine if they spent half the freaking energy it takes to make your way across the border, to obtain a visa, to stay here illegally, to turn around and run away, all of that crap. Yes, it would absolutely happen that way. Here's another video of people losing their mind, saying that this is a 15-year-old child. Hear me out. A 15-year-old child that was working at Target that got arrested. That's what these people are trying to claim. And I'm going to explain to you why it's absolutely ludicrous in just a sec.
Just handcuff him. Don't look. Just handcuff him. All right. Get him up.
Make sure everybody lets everybody know immigration is here in Charlotte.
Now, does this guy, number one, look like he's at work? No, he doesn't. Number two, maybe he's one of those 1 out of every 5 students in the Charlotte area that didn't show up for school. If he is 15 years old and he's not there, and I don't even know what the probable cause is or anything else that ended up going into this arrest, but I'm assuming they had it, seeing as how Commander Bavino was standing right there, and he'd end up like getting in trouble if they're like flat out breaking the law. Fake ID? More than likely. More than likely. There's a lot of freaking things that they could have done in order to get this dude and arrest him. Either way, people are whining and complaining, and you can hear what they're saying. Make sure you go around and tell everybody that ICE is here. Why do you got to go around and tell everybody that ICE is there? Oh, probably because there's a buttload of illegal aliens, and you want to hide them, and you want to impede federal operations. The moment that lady said that, in my opinion, you should have grabbed her butt and freaking thrown her in cuffs just as well. These people are running around unimpeded over inside of this country, and it's driving me freaking nuts, to be perfectly honest with you. Here's people that are just upset that this guy ended up getting arrested as well.
Hi, do you have a warrant?
You don't need a warrant. You can actually conduct these things called warrantless arrests. Old Man Weiss says closest school was miles away.
Hi, do you guys have warrants?
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do need a warrant.
You actually need a warrant. It's the Fourth Amendment.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm glad you read the Constitution, or at least the Bill of Rights, but maybe you should read all of the case law that goes into a warrantless arrest and why you don't need to have one.
Their Fourth Amendment rights are that you need a warrant. Can you please identify yourselves?
908, did you say?
508.
508?
Charlie 3.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. Hey.
Can you share why you're picking them up?
They're in the country legally.
Do you have a warrant? Signed by a judge?
You don't need a warrant.
Yes, you do. You need a judge.
Like, how dumb are these people now that this video has gone viral? Somebody said lawyer NPCs. Freaking nailed it. This is the problem. This is what happens when Americans get all of their information from TikTok and fail to do their own research. Case law doesn't trump the Constitution, Matt. Actually, it reinforces it. So if you understand how our process actually works, we have the legislative branch, we have the executive branch, and we have the judicial branch here in the United States of America. And the judicial branch job is to interpret the laws of this country. And what the judicial branch said is that you don't need a warrant, and officers are allowed to conduct warrantless arrests. And if you think about it, it makes perfect sense, because if somebody ends up beating the crap out of their freaking wife and law enforcement shows up and they end up discovering that that's taking place, then when they go back after they arrest an individual and they put him in there, or somebody's shooting up a freaking store and they chase him down and they put him in cuffs and throw him in the back of the car and they take him away, guess what? That's also a warrantless arrest. They fill out a warrantless affidavit. It goes before the judge. The judge ends up signing it afterwards. That's exactly how that ends up working. In this case, when we're talking about illegal immigrants, They actually go over in front of an immigration judge for their case to be reviewed. Completely and totally different when you're here in this country illegally. One Bailey Ho coming in with $5 says, did you check out the liberal ICE commercial put out by Swilwell? No, I did not. Thank God I didn't. But apparently I need to. So maybe we'll close out with that one today. ICE, they're not getting the best look over inside of Charlotte because they are over here chasing people around onto the street.
Nearly 300 arrests made in less than a week. Correspondent Madison Scarpino was on the ground with Border Patrol agents earlier today. He was reporting live for us in Charlotte. Madison, to you.
Hey guys, yeah, we got the chance to join in on Operation Charlotte's Web. We're going to show you as much as we can right now. Agents in several cars patrolling several areas of Charlotte, mostly outside of businesses. But almost immediately we were met with agitators. A lot of them were screaming, cussing, saying some pretty vulgar things at CBP agents. But the chief patrol guy that we were with says that unfortunately they're used to this. Listen.
They think that's going to deter the mission. It's not. What I can say is I've been doing this for 26 years, and I've never seen the level of just craziness and violence directed at us.
CBP checked the status of several people, all who ended up being here legally and were not detained. But not long after pulling into a local shopping center, two men started sprinting down the parking lot, making a total run for it. One of the guys actually got away, but the other was caught. Now, Border Patrol says this 20-year-old Mexican national admitted to being here illegally. Agents put him in the back of their SUV, and they say now he's being processed at a local ICE detention center and will likely be deported at a later date. Now, this
Weird how that works out that way. And that weird that they just end up admitting that they're here illegally, and yet everybody's claiming that they're not and that they broke no laws. No, you're an illegal immigrant. You're here illegally. And it shouldn't surprise anybody that when these ICE officers are moving around, that you have lots of people that are going around. I was on Jake's show earlier. We were talking, and yeah, I do believe that Charlotte, North Carolina is going to be a flashpoint. Somebody asked in the comment section earlier whether or not I believe that there's going to be a civil war here in the U.S. No, I don't. Do I think that there is absolutely an insurrection brewing here in the United States of America? Hell yeah, I do. And I think I articulated it pretty well when I ended up pointing out a video of law officials screaming at people, maybe not screaming at people, but telling them to go ahead and disobey illegal orders, which they all think is ICE arresting people, just like the guy in the comment section that said, no, you got to have a warrant. No, you freaking don't. This guy that's on the ground with, this female, it's on the ground with a taser sticking out of her. Allegedly, her and her boyfriend, husband, whoever the male suspect was, actually ended up freaking punching and breaking away. This freaking Juanita ended up getting tased and ended up going down to the ground.
Oh my God, this man just tased this woman. Border Patrol. Damn,
get in the car. Get in there. Yeah, he tased the woman. Why? Because he got assaulted. That's what ended up happening. But these are the viral clips that end up making their way around. Vincent Kuznar, 7446, says, run, Forrest, run. Yeah, well, he didn't run fast enough. I mean, well, maybe they did. One of them ended up getting away anyways. Oh, gosh. And if you want to just see something that just ought to make your soul good, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Who wants to see what 733 pounds of methamphetamine look like? I know I do. There you go. That ended up getting taken by Rocky Mountain DEA. Almost 750 freaking pounds of meth. If you guys don't know, meth is one of the most ridiculous drugs on the planet. A lot of property crimes, a lot of assaults, a lot of murders, lots of all sorts of crazy stuff happens when people are on meth. And again, how do we think that's getting into this country? Who do we think's distributing it? Right? These people that they're going after, that is a buttload of meth taken out of the Rocky Mountain region. Now, they didn't say where they ended up picking it up from, but that's one reason why ICE agents need to be doing what they're doing. There was another reported case out of North Carolina where they ended up busting the house, taking I think it wasn't that much. It was like 400 or 500 grams of meth or something like that. Bunch of guns. They simultaneously hit a bunch of different locations. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is a freaking bust. Holy freaking cow. Holy cow. Almost 750 pounds. Is Heisenberg back at it? No. No, this crap's crossing our border from Mexico. It's crossing our border from Canada. It's crossing the border from all over the frickin' place. And these illegals that they're going around freaking picking up are also part of it. You want to know another reason why you should be supporting ICE and CBP doing their job? This just got busted over inside of Europe. There's a Hamas ring. There's a Hamas ring all across Europe that was set up with weapons and explosives. They got ties to Turkey and several other locations, and they were planning on conducting terror attacks all around Europe. Now, in all fairness, they did say that those terror attacks were going to be directed over towards Jewish people, so maybe there's just a little group, but I don't know if you know this about explosives. Explosives don't stop and go, oh, that's just a Jew, and oh, that's a Christian, or whatever your freaking views are on the situation. I really don't care. Terrorists with bombs and guns in our country is not a good thing. And when our border is ridiculously unsecure as it is right now, even though it is the quote unquote most secure border in U.S. history, we have over 20 million illegals that ended up flooding this country. 1 out of every 5 students over in freaking Charlotte ended up not showing up for school. You have construction sites that are empty, businesses are empty, reports of people working illegally on airfields, reports of all sorts of madness going on around the country. So yeah, it's a freaking problem. And in my opinion, it needs to get taken care of. We just can't allow these things to be taking place here in America. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Speak the Truth podcast. It's been real. It's been fun. I know you guys love it. If you haven't yet, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, 7. Nope, that'd be 7 p.m. Eastern. Wow, I'm just way off, aren't I? Yeah, that'd be 6 Central Standard Time. Peace, love, happiness. God bless. I'm out of here.